Hi, I'm Abigail Garcia, and today I'm going to be presenting my website that I created for this module 1. Let's go ahead and load. Okay, so here is the beginning of this website. I have little intro, a collection of works by Abigail Garcia, which is me. And then here I have the main title, the Welcome to Pediatric Exercise. And I have the little purpose down here and a little picture of someone working out. And then here I have the student learning objectives with, in the background, I don't know if you can really tell the little graphic illustrations of a bench press. Here I have the learning outcomes and major course requirements. And then here I have a little about me. I have a little summary about me, and here's a little picture of me. And if you can't tell, my favorite color is green. And then here's where this video I'm recording will go. And then here we have case study 1. And then I have everything that was presented to us in the case study on Blackboard. And then here is my little timeline that I drew out. I'm a very visual learner, so I decided to draw out this timeline with like little graphics of me, like me getting a visual representation of where the discomfort was, where the athlete felt it, like here on the sides, because in spring 2019, she felt area of discomfort on the sides of her calves, really. Right was worse than left. I added that little note there. And then here's another little graphic of me pointing out where the trigger points and tightness was. And then here is my assessment plan. And this is where really I established how I came with my diagnosis. I explained with what symptoms I related to what I diagnosed to the athlete. So I concluded that she had a calf strain based on the symptoms and what activities she was doing that caused these symptoms, and what activities where the symptoms occurred initially, where she was running. Then here I'll have my exercise prescription. And below this, I have a little template of the exercise regimen that she will be completing. But in here in my little explanation, I explain how she'll be resting for a week, no running or any physical activity, and then eventually the next week she'll go into this, what I have here. And then continuing, I have my case study questions. Here I go into depth answering some of the questions that were asked in the initial case study module. And then coming down, I have my reflection. In here I mentioned really how I approached this assignment, how I've never really had an assignment like this before, and I had to really crack my brain open, essentially, because with COVID, I kind of got complacent in not having really hands-on courses and hands-on content that I have to, study. So I think this is a really good change of pace in my classwork. So initially, it kind of did scare me, but once I got in, I put myself in the mindset of a actual DPT. I really found it very effective in my understanding of what, or really had to make an exercise prescription. I have to take in consideration the symptoms, what activities happen that go into parallel with, the actual injury. So, and I also add about how I study, and here are my resources that I use to complete this project. But a little down here, I have my chapter 1 and 2 and long-term athletic development notes. These are essentially what I study for tests. I read the chapters. I'm writing important things, and here, I don't know if you can tell, I write the section titles, and I go over and I read it and I add important parts where I think is most important that will help me for the test. And um, up here I have the long-term athletic development notes. I believe they're actually the first ones here. And when I'm reading this, when I was reading this article, I was essentially just writing the main points, like the main models that are presented, that were presented in this article. And I wrote down what essentially were like little summaries about them. It really helped me understand further and be engaged in that article. And I feel like that's really what's helpful for me when I'm studying and I'm understanding things. Like I'm writing and I'm reading, writing little summaries, so I know I capture the the main the main point of the article or just the content of the chapters. So yes, this is my website, and like I said, when I finish this video, it will be inserted right here in my website. So thank you, and goodbye.